So what if I told you the rich don't just earn more money, but they're playing an entirely different financial game? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the corporate tax shield and break down 3 powerful wealth hacks that might just change how you think about money forever.
Let's kick things off with this quote, because it's a pretty bold claim, right? The idea that tax the rich is actually a trap. See, the core concept here is that while most of us are laser-focused on earning more, the wealthy are playing chess, not checkers. They're using a whole different set of rules designed to protect and grow their money, not just to earn it.
And this chart, wow, this shows a pretty stark reality. For the average person, you work from January all the way through May just to pay your taxes. Let that sink in. Nearly half a year of your effort goes straight to the government before you see a dime for yourself.
Our source material calls this whole system the Great Tax Trap. But here's the good news. There is a way to navigate it, and it starts by understanding a few key ideas that keep most people stuck right where they are.
So let's jump right in and dismantle the first big myth. This is wealth hack number 1. You have to see past the Robin Hood story.
I mean, we all know the story, right? Robin Hood takes from the rich, gives to the poor. And that's often how taxes are sold to us. So a lot of people support higher taxes on the wealthy, thinking, hey, it's not going to affect me.
But this slide really shows the gap between the myth and the reality. The story we're told is that taxes are there to get the rich. But what history shows us, according to our source, is that these taxes have a funny way of expanding, of trickling down, and they often end up hitting the very same middle-class people who voted for them in the first place.
And this quote just nails it. The argument is that once a new tax is on the books, the government's appetite for it just gets bigger and bigger over time. And while all this is happening, the rich, well, they've already adapted, using legal structures to minimize the hit.
So how exactly are they doing that? How are they protecting their assets? Well, that brings us straight to hack number 2, creating a legal force field.
Now, when you hear the word corporation, you probably think of a massive skyscraper. But forget that. At its most basic, a corporation is just a legal entity. It's a piece of paper. Think of it like a simple file folder that creates a protective wall between your personal stuff and your business stuff. It's a fundamental tool. And this isn't some new trick. This goes back centuries. The wealthy created corporations to fund risky sailing voyages. The idea was simple. If the ship sank, they wouldn't lose their homes. Today, the ocean is a bit different. It's our litigious society, but the principle is exactly the same.
So what exactly is this force field protecting? We're talking about your personal assets, your home, your savings account, your car. All your personal belongings can be shielded from any business-related lawsuits or liabilities.
And this is the key takeaway. The wealthy structure their finances so they control everything through these legal entities, but on paper, they personally own very little. That legal separation is the bedrock of their entire wealth protection strategy.
Okay, now for the one you've been waiting for. This is the most powerful hack of them all, the expense flip. And trust me, this isn't just a little trick. It's a complete paradigm shift in how money flows.
Look at this. This slide lays out 2 completely different financial universes. As an employee, the formula is simple. You earn money, you immediately pay taxes, and then you get to spend what's left. But a corporation? It flips the whole thing on its head. It gets to earn money, then spend on business expenses, and only then does it pay taxes on what's left over.
This quote really hits home for anyone with a paycheck. The government takes its slice of the pie before that money even has a chance to land in your bank account. You're getting taxed on the whole amount, not on what you actually need to live. So, what kind of things can a corporation spend on before taxes? Well, any legitimate business expense, and the list is long. We're talking about things like car payments, health and wellness programs for your team, and business travel. You know, that board meeting in Hawaii. All of it can be paid for with pre-tax dollars, and it's all perfectly legal. Okay, let's take a quick pause. We have covered a ton of ground here. And if these light bulbs are starting to go off, if you're seeing the financial world in a whole new way, do me a quick favor and hit like and share on this explainer right now. Because what's coming next is how you can start building your own playbook. So now that you understand the hacks, it's time to think about putting this knowledge into motion. Let's talk about building your new financial playbook. And the obvious question is, okay, great, this all sounds amazing, but how do I actually do this? It might seem really complicated, but the path is actually pretty clear. It all starts with one thing: actively working to increase your financial IQ. It really boils down to these 4 essential pillars. First, accounting. You have to learn the language of money. Second, investing, the science of making your money work for you. Third, understanding markets, knowing the basic dance of supply and demand. And finally, the law, which is everything we've been talking about, using these corporate and tax advantages legally and ethically.
Because here's the honest truth. Simply working harder for a bigger paycheck often isn't the smartest strategy. Why? Because it can just push you into a higher tax bracket, where the government just takes an even bigger slice of everything you earn.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe the most important takeaway from all of this. It's time to stop playing by the standard employee rules. It's time to start minding your own business. Literally, learn the rules of the corporate game that the wealthy have been using for centuries, and you can start building your own financial fortress. The power to change your future is right there.